Show us your tips. Staggy and Beaver with you, looking at two big cards from Rose Hill and Moonee Valley. It's the Golden Slipper, Beaver. Cracking card. You're just about to fall asleep then.
No, the sun.
You right? Oh, do you want your sunnies?
No.
All
I
right.
was, like my glasses are
Quite.
like I was looking at the camera, it's a bit far away. I had the sun and yeah.
Off to a hot start here. Yeah. Golden Slipper tomorrow, eh?
It is
Looks
the
all
Golden
right.
Slipper. I'm awake and firing and ready to go, mate.
Yeah, good card at Rose Hill.
Very good card at Rose Hill.
There's also a card at Moonee Valley, which, exists.
Yes.
Apart from about two cards this year in Melbourne over this autumn, it's been the most underwhelming autumn I can remember. It's just, half that card should be at Maui on Monday. Anyway, what's going on? How did we go midweek, all right?
I think we went pretty good, didn't we?
You did, yeah. You were shooting the lights out.
Yeah, I was going all right.
Yeah,
I got a few there.
couple at the price too, which was always nice.
Bitcoin baby.
Yeah, Bitcoin baby.
You weren't sure about. Paid $6 or it got out a bit.
Yeah, and pretty easy watch for that.
Yeah.
And you nailed a couple early as well, so well done there.
Yeah.
That was good. Bit tougher work at Sandown, but
Always is.
yeah, we live to fight another day. We're going to head to the Slipper card first tomorrow, though, which kicks off in this beautiful March summer we're having on a hot Western Sydnny rail true. It's going to be a rail 2 meters, I should say. Going to be a dry track. What do you make of the card?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Card, all in all, lots of good races. The good horses are out. Slipper, I thought, was a bit of a cracker, actually. I thought it's a really good race, really open race.
I actually went
lots
back and
of
watched
chances.
some old Slippers last night. It's one of the strongest Slippers, or at least more competitive Slippers, I'd say, in the last decade or so. So
Yeah, there's plenty of value there. There's prices, and you can play a few different ways there. So
Yeah.
we'll get to that. But overall, a good car. Only one shorty, Animo, which probably wins. But plenty of other value around the cards.
let's kick off with the benchmark 72 at midway level, 1,500 metres. Full field Beaver. How was this to start the day getting stuck into?
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to skip this. I'm going to save my money. I think there's better races on the meet. And yes, I'll sit out of this, just get a bit of a guide on how the track plays and save me cash.
Yeah, too tricky for me. The three I sort of went looking for were the three that all had Metro forms, which was Straight Acer, Artie's Aura, and which was the other one? Even Vucetech at the top off a resuming win there, but didn't really have an answer. So I was looking around those two. Might even have something on Pacific Warrior, Mickey D leading on an Anthony Cummings horse. But like you, if I'm playing, it'll be at a price which, 12 from 2 for the sake of a tip. But I'll watch and learn more than anything else. See how itchy the finger gets in race 1.
Stay clear, buddy.
Race 2 is the Manion Cup, Group 3, 2,400 metres. You got any more confidence here?
Yeah, it's a good race. Pretty even field across the sort of first 3 or 4 runners and all sort of different form lines, which doesn't make it easy for us. I've gone for the top weight, Sir Lucan.
Yep.
Really liked its first run here, this prep in Australia. I think, again, it's probably going to lead here and be able to control this race. And at Rose Hill, out to the 2,400 now, that won't hurt. And I think it might control the race. And if you depending on how Rose Hill plays, it generally does. Sometimes in these fields and race meets suit the leaders. I'll be watching the first race, and if there looks to be anything there, that's the way I'll be going. But I think there are plenty of chances. Armenia was good last start, and it drops back. It goes up in class, but drops back in weight considerably. So you wouldn't rule it out. And I think I saw this morning, High Emotion. I still think it's a really good chance.
Yeah.
Bit worried about if they do control it up front, it does like the pace on, but it's got out to $10 now. I thought that was okay.
Yep.
It's a saver.
Beauty. I might just pop your mic up a little bit higher there. But I was keen on Sir Lucan resuming and got the job there. The question mark I had about this race was the 2,400 metres, but that same question mark applies to every horse in the race just about. It left me with, I'm going to stick with Sir Lucan, same as you. I've just got a feeling it's going to get a nice cosy lead again. Nash will control it perfectly, and as you say, on pace will suit throughout the card tomorrow, I think. So on top for me, From Armenia gets a quick backup, did break through last start, will go back though, and Glory Days next best, but I just got the feeling, Glory Days did beat Armenia last start, but just got the feeling that Glory Days was a bit paddling at the end of that 2,000, not sure 24 suits, but More upside of this import, I think, gets the job done again. The third is the Epona Stakes, 1900 metres at Group 3 level for the girls. And, I was looking for different form here as well. I've just got a feeling I just didn't like that lead-up race. It's a short answer here. The two favourites have come through that race, Lassafile and Pink Ivory. One started 750, the other started 50s there. The extra distance does suit Pink Ivory, and that was a big run. But I went looking for fresh blood and left with two each-way options. One, again, a Waterhouse Resumer, who showed nice improvement between trials. That's Supergirl, comes from overseas form. Tim Clark gets on, should take up a decent enough position in the run, and around $8 or $9, going to have a spec at it. And I think the fresh blood here is Sandstock. I think that both runs to date, I know it's coming from midweek stuff, have been impressive and finds the right race. This is a pretty average race when you get really get stuck into it. The horse it beat yesterday, what's in Renwell, horse beat last time out, Sandstock Renwell yesterday, actually, overachieved yesterday, I thought. So fresh blood for me because I couldn't make a great case for anything else. Honey Creeper finally gets up to the right distance if we're looking for a race for grade one there. What are you thinking?
No, look, I thought the form of the lead-up race was probably the best here. So I did think that held the key here. I'm gone for Pink Ivory. I think it's got some upside here. I really liked its first up run. Again, probably gets back, so that's obviously a little bit of a concern, but hopefully not too far back. Gate 5's about right, so hopefully it's just midfield. And that was a powerful finish last start. So I've got it on top. And if you're looking for one at odds and certainly one to throw in your quaddies, I think number 5 Biscayne Bay can run well. It's probably the slightly different form leading into this. It was a good first up run, albeit midweek, but only over the 1400. But prior to that, didn't run a bad race in the Australian Oaks. So wasn't far off from there. So it could run well as well. But that's the way I'm going.
The first Group 1 on the card is a 2,000 metre Rose Hill Guineas. Beaver, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, sticking with the favourite here, Pericles. Was good first up and then, showed its class and won fairly comfortably last start. I thought that was a really, really impressive win. I think it would have only got better from that. Drawn well here, McDonald Cummings, and this is a very winnable race for it. So it's clear on top for me.
On top for me as well, I went around the world to try to find something to beat it, but it was just super impressive last time, and I just don't know if the Sydney form is any good. So going with it, perhaps I'm going to make a mistake and Lindemann just gets a soft lead and Nash pisses off on the turn and they don't catch him, but I think this is possibly best stay or most upside and probably gets best run if all things are equal. The other one I'm scared of a bit, but the market reflects that, is Manzoice, which was just sort of a complete warm-up first up, straight to 2,000. I would guess they've got this penned in as a target race, so a little bit scared of it. But, Pericles clearly on top. And an argument you made, it might be one of the better bets on the card. The fifth is a 1,200 metre listed Derby Munro Stakes, where I don't think that Dashing Legend race was any good. It did win it and won it well, so that's a tick for it, I think. But everything else behind it I'm going to take on. And I found a couple away from it. One is Hell I Am, who had a lovely trial in between heading up to the Gold Coast. It went okay. It was a late season two-year-old, I believe, so a bit of maturing up there hopefully helps its case, and it's $9. It's a real line chaser. I think it's going to give you a great side here. And the other one is Cinderella Days, back from the Group 1. I think I just read didn't quite run the 1,400 metres, chasing Sunshine in Paris last time. Still finished only a length off it. And In Secret's come out and destroyed a Group 1 field last week. From gate 15, I'm thinking rolls across and takes up a forward spot. And I think another horse that's going to give you a nice sight at the double figure price. Am I on the right track, Beaver, or are you going elsewhere?
I think you are on the right track there. I think both of those horses are a really good chance. I certainly thought Hell I Am was a big show in this. It's a good chaser. And even Cinderella Days, I had them marked. I had Cinderella Days on top. I did have Dashing Legend as the main danger. I think both runs in this prep have been really, really good. and I think it's got further improvement in it. So I couldn't really split. I'd be backing both of them. I'll see what the prices look like on the day and save on one and have a bigger go on the other. But probably at the moment, it's just I think depending on how the track's playing, if it's favouring leaders, Cinderella Days probably burns across here and could control it. If they can
A bit
set
of
it.
pace underneath, but
Yes.
Joe Pride's never been one to die wondering when he wants to go forwards.
Yeah, so I'll watch the track and they'll be the two I'm playing.
The next Group 1 comes up, 2,000 metre Wait for Age. The Randvet Stakes here. Raise You comes out. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, look, pretty keen on Gold Trip here, to be honest. Thought the first up run was outstanding. Can't see why it wouldn't have got a lot out of that and be better here. The further they go, the better this horse goes. We know that 2,000 metres right up its alley, and got the right jock on board. And this is not much of a field, I don't think. It's sort of the rung below.
It's trash, this field. This is an average field at best. So you're left with. I'm just annoyed the other international came out, but I've got Dubai Honor on top. It brings Baid form here, which is completely different gravy to this. This is a pretty average field. On top for me here, I'm going to make Montefilia the danger now. I thought that was a nice enough return there. It was quite strong through the line. And if I'm going to have a trifecta, I'll also throw Gold Trip and Banker's Choice in at a massive price. I think it's a forgotten horse here, 2,000 metres and an average field, as I said. So was keen with 8 runners in to play something like that. But
what's your concern with Gold Trip?
Doesn't win. Won a Melbourne Cup. That's it. Maybe wants cut out of the ground too and one more. Will I back it in a Sydney Cup? Yes. Maybe one more.
Yeah, it doesn't win often. You're right.
I've been wrong before, though.
Yes.
Once. We don't talk about it. So just looking elsewhere, I just think that Dubai Honor stuff is better. The next Group 1 in the card, we might not spend much time on either. 1,500 metre Wait for Age Group 1 at, which sees Animo come back to take on the rest of these. And again, just a field here, Beaver.
Just a
Any
field.
concerns about the favourite?
Not really. I mean, Gate 11's probably the only concern, but it probably just hunts up and gets across.
Gets where it wants, probably.
Gets where it wants. It'll either might sit outside the lead or, depending on the pace, bump in behind. I don't see McDonald sitting 3 wide, so there's a lot of these horses won't want to take on the pace. I'm just trying to look where the pace is going to come from.
Electric Girl goes forward. Converge comes across.
Communist.
And maybe Communist. And an Animo sits in right on the back of one of them. Golden Mole might even give it a tag if it's feeling very, very generous.
Yes. So, can't see anything beating Animo, to be brutally honest. Clear on top.
Still only third up as well, so fresh. Complete firm track sometimes spooks me, but this is the best horse in Australia. You're only betting if it's got 4 legs and turns up fit, I'd guess.
Yeah.
I might throw Osipenko into a quaddie because I'm a little bit mad, but we'll get there. The 8th and feature on the card is the 2-year-old Golden Slipper, 1,200 metres, $5 million. Cracking field, as we touched on earlier. And which way are you heading?
Yeah, well, good race here. I kind of narrowed it down. I got down to my sort of four key picks. The one I have settled on is Shinzo. So I like Shinzo. Gate 1. I hope that's okay. That does worry me a little bit, but I expect these will fan a little bit in here, and hopefully it's just going to be a really good ride. I think it's just been building really well, this preparation. I think, and it finally got the right race, the right setup last start, and showed its class. And so I think it's a really good live chance that's cherry ripe and ready to go here. So I think it's a hard to beat. Learning to Fly is a horse that I've got a lot of time for. It showed that it can sit back and fly home, and it showed it can sit on the pace and do it tough last start. So I think it's a massive chance. I don't think it wants to be sitting too close. I think it needs to get that sit and sprint. And Gate 4 probably allows us to do that. Good horse. And if I've got Learning to Fly in, I can't leave out Blanc de Blanc. Pushed it all the way a couple of starts ago. And I thought last start was a good run behind Steel City. Steel City had the run, jumped on speed, and they couldn't win from sitting back where it did. But I thought it hit the line nicely and ran on quite lovely. Drawn 12, bit wide, but that'll give it the chance to sort of get into the running line and steam home. So that I'd have that in my exotics, and you can't go past Cylinder. It's just ultra consistent at the moment, and the right draw. Gate 3, that draw just means it can sit in the first half of the field, and it will probably figure somewhere in the straight.
I thought I started this race wanting to find Shinzo, but I said Gate 1, and Ryan Moore as well from Gate 1 in Australia. I just said no, thank you. Left it alone. I have gone back to the favourite in the lead up. It went too slow last time. Red Resistance. It's drawn outside gate. And a lot of these slipper win, it just feels a lot like we've had Sepoy and Capitalist, and there's a couple others that got beat in the lead up and came out and reigned the grand final. It's got a similar feeling here. Gets a similar run actually from the outside gate that Farnham and Vancouver got for Gay. Feels almost a little bit like Groundhog Day. Preble will burn across, not going to die wondering, and just for the size of field, won't be able to go too slow. Hopefully it can go quicker for longer than a lot of these, and it was $11 when they opened up. I'm sticking solid. Scared of Cylinder, who did beat it, and you can argue beat it all merits, but I think was given a bit of a softer time that should have had outside lead there. And J-Mac has chosen it over the other ones, and apparently has an opinion. Learn to Fly, I've been with the whole way through, as you have, and I think the bigger field suits. And Steel City is a big price. That was a nice win last week. Gets running line and probably should have won the Blue Diamond. So that's the order I'm going. There'll be a couple extras I go in the quaddy, but I've got a sneaky good feeling about Red Resistance here. Gay will get it right for the grand final.
I couldn't take it with the draw.
Yeah, that's fair.
I put a little pen through it pretty quickly. I just see too much pace underneath. I see Steel City not letting it across. I see Facile not letting it across, and I see something like Exploring probably going hard and pushing up as well. So it's going to have to use a lot of juice, I reckon.
Yeah. But you probably get the same price, it and Shinzo tomorrow, and I can see more drama from Gate 1 than Gate 17. Put it that way.
Yeah, maybe.
I
don't. I think Gate 17, if it doesn't cross, and it has they don't sit outside the lead, and they won't sit outside the lead in the slipper here.
Wide, yeah.
And if you're sitting 3 wide, I don't see you winning, and I don't see you winning if you're sitting facing the breeze outside the leader.
Yeah. But again, that's why you get a price. So. Yeah. Looking forward to it then. Conflicting opinions. One of us might be right tomorrow. So
we'll see.
1100 meters.
Both could be wrong.
Both could be wrong. I just have a feeling come jump time I might even make Steel City my best result, but see how that market pans out. 9th is the Galaxy. This is another cracker, 1100 metres, Group 1 sprint. And I have gone looking to the Melbourne form here. I thought that was a great win, Uncommon James. I thought it absorbed the pace well, sprinted well, and left a few of these completely in the shade. Hits this race at the right time to come to Sydney and take on some older sprinters. I've got it on top again, and I've got the Main Danger, the horse that ran just behind it, Asfura, better for the run. Again, nice race, and a lot of these have no weight on their back, so some of the top jockeys aren't here. So going to go some fresh blood. I'll also throw Remark into my quaddy when I get to that. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, Uncommon James clear on top for me. I mean, both runs this prep have been outstanding. First up, it was pretty much left in front too early, sitting shot, probably should have won and only just got nutted on the line and then just showed what class it had last start. Possibly the best sprinter in the land here.
Big shout, but why not? Yeah.
And I just think it's clear on top. I'm actually surprised by the price. I think it's a really good price. You're getting between 350, 380 at the moment, and this is a pretty substandard field compared to what it beat last start. Clear on top for me. I just couldn't find anything that could beat it, and drawn beautifully in Gate 4.
Beauty. No, cool. I'm with you. The last is the birthday card. Nothing else you want to talk about in that race?
No.
Is the birthday card stakes listed, Group 3, in fact, 1,200 metres. I'm looking at the Queenslander again here. I thought Palacepound's a clear top pick here. This is a Sydney Saturday standard sort of race, and you're getting a group horse here that's got form through Nimmerley, who it probably should have beat last time, and Chain of Lightning. The trial was absolutely brilliant Monday. Loved it. It's going to get the right run under Hugh Bowman. think it's going to be very hard to beat from Meg, who's a big price and is probably the best horse in the race, at least in the conversation for. So they're the couple of others. I'll throw all the blue colours into the quaddie, but they're all sort of the same horse to me these days. Very keen Palacipan the last.
Me too. Very keen Palacipan in the last. Don't agree with you, Meg being the best horse in the race. I think it's Palacipan.
Yeah. Well, that's fair too.
That's why I'm tipping it. Meg could bob up at $40. It's done that before, but I'm keen as well. I think it's certainly the hardest to beat. And I thought Zhao Li was good first up, and I think it can run well. I wouldn't leave it out of your exotics, but Palacipan on top for me.
Beautiful. The Rose Hill Quaddie on Golden Slipper Day. Let's see how we go. I'm going to go first leg, 1 Animo, 11 Osipenko. Second leg, we're going to go 2 Barber, 5 Cylinder, 6 Red Resistance, 10 Learning to Fly, 15 Steel City, and 17 Militarise if it gets a run. If it doesn't, and you like Beaver, throw Shinzo in. There you go. Feeling generous there. Third leg, in fact, 2 Uncommon James, 6 Asfura, 7 Remark. I think they have it between them. And we're going to come home with 1 Palacipan, 3 Zapateo, 4 Larkspur Run, 12 Catalan, 13 Meg. If you want to skinny that up, drop the Godolphin horses out and just play those 2 in the last, because Palacipan is going to be my best on the card. Race 10, number 1 for me, and my value race 3, number 8, Supergirl. What are you thinking?
Race 9, number 2, Uncommon James is my best bet. And my value is, and now I've just got to find it because I just flipped off it. Race 5, number 15, Cinderella Days.
Beauty. A lot of those ones at value we're in agreement with, which I like. So hopefully we get 1 or 2 pop up, and it's a nice day out. As we head down to Moonee Valley, where the rail, it's hot down there as well. The rail heads to the true position. We've got a good track. I haven't seen any word about whether they'd move into times, but we'll see. Let's pay attention to that this afternoon. Hopefully swoopers are in play on a dry track, but I've treated that way, but we're obviously a bit nervous at the Valley till you know the pattern. We kick off 1,000 metres with the Vobis Gold Comet, a 6-horse race to start the day, and I've just stuck with the favourite Midwest. I think the form's irresistible there. Philonise, Maria Mia, and It's just missed the last 3. I wouldn't mind seeing it win one of them, but gets a nice run here and should get us off to a nice start. Scissor Steps trialled up well for the new stable, and my new numero uno is a lightly raced talented horse. So a bit of ability in some of these, but just that stronger form back from Sydney does look hard to beat, Beaver.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. D-Day is tomorrow for Midwest, and hopefully it gets the chockies. If it doesn't win that, then it's got a long life looking for its next win.
I wasn't sure you're going there. 1,200 metres, benchmark 70 comes up next, essentially a midweek race here. What did you like?
Yeah, tricky one, isn't it?
Yes.
Kind of searched around for a few here, and I ended up on 2 sort of a bit deeper in the market. I if it is for swoopers, I thought number 4 Von Gole could run well. Got well back out of its ground last start and was never a show, but still hit the line pretty hard.
Beautiful through the line, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very good.
If it didn't have to cross heels and get out, it probably goes close to winning that. Right?
Yeah, I think so. So I had it on top. I thought it could run well, 2 kilo claim, and I think the gate 10 means that it's not going to get stuck on the fence and suits it. So I had it on top with Bluestone Lane, the other danger. Flying at the moment, up a little bit in class here, but could run well.
I got Vongole on top too. I thought that was a nice win here too back, and then it was very good last time out. You've covered it off well. Main danger for me was Morpheus Braga resuming first time on a dry track. Worked out in the trial, but was nice enough and a bit of fresh blood. But I think all those EJ horses run well. Hopefully Vongole runs the best of them. We get to the third, which is the 20-40 metre Mystic Journey for the Syphilis and Mares. Best of the day here for me. Summer Beal was pretty good, winning last time here. Gets everything in its favour again. Blake Shin will roll over there, and they'll jiggy jog for 1,000 metres. He'll take off on the bend and should be first past the line. Only horse I'm scared of is Queen Air, who does have ability. I think 24 suits now, 2,000 suits now, and Inside Gate probably isn't too far away. But yeah, pretty keen that Somerville does it again.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, here Somerville looks the one to beat. The money's already starting to come, and it's getting in a bit,
Is it?
down to $2.30 now. So, doesn't look to be a lot of depth to this race. It probably controls and wins. So Somerville on top for me.
Beauty. The next is the Gold Reef over a mile for the 3-year-olds. Not a overly strong field. Do you have any, or do you like anything here?
Yeah, I liked number 5, Toronto Terrier. Really liked the way it resumed. I thought it was a really good run. Beat them fairly comfortable, and I think there's going to be further improvement there. Is stepping out of the maiden here, but this is not an overly strong race, and I think it's a good chance.
Yep, me too. On top. Form through the last race, form through last prep down looks good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Even both at the last preps, but that was a very nice win. I think it chimes in, does the same thing. Nothing more to add. Bel Air's a good enough horse to win this race. Market suggests that. But yeah, again, it might be a nice day for Blake Shin. The 5th is the Mugger 2. The handicap here, we've lost a couple in Riazan and Wichita Star since I've done the form. 3 main chances. In my order, I was giving Boyd Argent a chance last week in Sydney at a big price. Has come down here, gets Inside Gate and Osen Murphy to ride. So if it has half the ability I sort of think it does, I think it runs very well here. Obviously scared of Munamek, who's absolutely flying. And I think Quality Time fits this race really well as well. Did start favourite in a $2 million race last time it was at the races. Before that started favourite in the Rose Hill Cup. So some intent in the last trial. Willie Pike on Blending Gate. I think my best results will be Quality Time and Boyd Argent. But I've overthought this beaver. I'm guessing you're going to tip Munamek.
I am.
Yep.
I can't see it getting beat. I think it's going best it's ever gone. And the last few races, I mean, it could have won the last 3.
Yep.
And finally got the right run last start and the right setup and put pay to him really easily. Was never really going to lose that. It goes up to open class here, but drops 6 kilos off that, which I think really, really suits it. Gate 3 is perfect. I just think it gets the perfect run again here. Prior to that, only just beaten by Scolopini, who came out and won again.
Yep.
After that, and Here to Shock, which is also won after it ran second to that. So clearly the best horse in this race and going the best at the moment. So I'm going to go the up and running Munamek.
Beautiful. The 6th is the Abel Stakes 1,200 metre listed race. There's a lot of pace in this one, Beaver. Who's going to win it, though?
Yeah, that was my concern. There is a lot of pace in this, and I was really trying to struggle how this was going to play out. I've put number 11, Duel, on top.
Okay.
Yeah. At the each-way odds, because I think it's probably got the most speed, and I'm hoping the others just don't want to go with it. You've got I Am War and you've got In the Boat that are also speedy customers, but I'm hoping Duel's just a bit quicker, can settle and be too strong on the line. And if I think that, then I kind of ruled out a horse like In the Boat and I Am War, and then I was trying to find something else that could run past it, and it was kind of tricky.
No, fair enough.
What did you find?
I found, I think Lady of Honour gets the right run.
Yeah,
It
that's what I
camps
was-
right behind the 3 on paces, and seem to have found Willie Pike a lot tomorrow, which probably isn't too bad in Melbourne. Gets a right run, did some good stuff last time, and purely off a map basis on top. I thought In the Boat they were trying very hard in the trials and might not be as going as well as it was a couple of preps back. You mentioned I Am War. I would have been keen to back it in any other race but this race. I wish it was just turning up at Sandown on Wednesday because it'd be winning. And so, anyway, for all of that, Lady of Honour on top for me. And the one I'm going to have is the same one I fall into all the time. Frankie Pina, I'll have something small on. Widest gate, down the outside, big finish. If they all fall over, the outside gate suits. And it will give you a nice sight, but only if swoopers are in play by 20 to 4 tomorrow afternoon. The feature is the $5 million All-Star Mile, where got a good field, an interesting field anyway. I we've got Synthetic Hoof Fuller going on to Alligator Blood, which leaves me a little bit nervous. But I've got it as a horse to beat, just capable of finding the best run here. And stable flying, doing everything right. Blake Shin, he's got the ability to camp in behind Gentleman Roy and the others that want to take the pace up. Best result in the race is clearly going to be Cascadian. At the price, I thought it was slow out resuming and still hit the line well, was ducking. It then had Lombardo come back in its face in that race, had to still make ground and still only finish a length off the finish in that Sydney Group 1. Coming here outside gate at the price, I think runs you great. Side has won a Doncaster.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cascadian always runs well.
I think at $15, it's just always a bet.
Yeah.
So will be my best result. And look, Alan Quer, the internet. Oh, she's a belter. I went the early crow last week, so I costed the race. That was my fault. Quick back up, down to a mile outside gate for Willie Pike. The two best results will be the last two I mentioned. I'll also have Alan Quer in the quarter. You don't even get a horse off the arc coming to Moonee Valley. Trials have been fine. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look.
Don't tip I'm Thunderstruck, please.
I'm not going to tip on Thunderstruck. Although it can win, but
it can win.
It can win, but I just can't get me at the moment. It's really tricky, right? I would have tipped Alligator Blood if Gentleman Roy wasn't in the race, but I think Gentleman Roy is going to take it on and probably try and lead.
And Keats as well.
And Keats, that's right. So Alligator Blood might get the sit behind him, and then it's got to go past him. I went for Mr. Brightside.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's cherry ripe now. And I really liked the last run. Again, it wasn't that far behind Alligator Blood, but I just think this sets up better for it. Gate 2, as long as it doesn't get too far back, I hope it hunts up and just sits behind the top two.
Yeah.
And then it could be on the inside of Alligator Blood, but I think they can take off together and it can be a really good finish. So I thought it might suit that style of racing more than it will Alligator Blood and the setup. So I thought at the $6 mark, it just presented a little bit better than the $2.70 for Alligator Blood. And you're right, Cascadian is an absolute live chance at the odds. If they do go hard and it does enjoy the pace on, look out.
Yeah. Mr. Brightside does have a bit of a feel of a All-Star Mile winner type horse.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. But
I'm actually surprised Gentleman Roy's in this because it just didn't look like it got the 1600 last start. I just don't see it getting the 1600.
$5 million. You're not going to say no to it, are you? So.
I guess not.
The Typhoon Tracy Stakes is up next. 1200 metre Group 3 for the fillies, where the Perth horse comes up as favourite, and I'm playing around it. I like the way Ohai's going. This prep hit the line pretty well last time. I had to do some ducking and weaving and got through. Hopefully Ben Melham's on song in the blue colours, but around the $17. Going to have something on it. Paracel hits the right race coming down from Sydney. A lot of these are just, I guess, trying to get up and going this time in, and it's flying inside gate, goes forward with Froggy Newitt, gives you a sight. And I'll throw the Snowden pair, Scythera, what's its other one called? Oh, Paris Dior and Mumbai Jewel all go into the quaddie when I put mine on, but... tricky business here, Beaver. What do you like?
I'm going Paris Dior.
Yep.
I think it can run really well here. Thought the resumption was good behind a very good horse. And back when last in work wasn't racing in good quality races and wasn't that far off them. Group 1s, again, I think it'll have further improved from that. The gate 6 is perfect for me. Not a jockey that overly excites me, but... I think it can win, and I've got it on top. I'm also looking at She's Dancers. Yep. I think it can run well. It is drawn the outside, but I think that helps because I think it's going to speed across. All its 3 runs that it won, it led, and then last start couldn't get to the lead and just held ground in that race. I think here, given where it's drawn, it's got to speed across and lead as long as it can get across grease. It will take up the running here, and it could be hard to catch at Moonee Valley.
I love Linda Meech going on too. Great booking for it to do just that.
Yeah.
The 9th is the Alistair Clark Group 2, 2,040 metres. Here's a tricky little one for you. What do you like?
Yeah, real tricky race here. Open race, fair few chances. I've gone for number 5, Japanese Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Third up here. Look, I think it was the best run out of the race last start. It was hundreds, but
I was on it at about 300 to 1 or something in that race.
yeah, right.
On the Betfair, yeah. Anyway.
And it was a good run.
That was a good run. I went the early crow.
You went the early crow, did you?
Yeah.
You're excited at the 300s. So I think you can run well. Further improvement. Perfect draw here. Sets
I
up
think it takes
nicely.
up a nice spot too.
That's what I mean. It takes up a nice spot. It's got the right jockey.
Yep.
And this is a pretty even field. I mean, you've got, I know Dunkel, it's won its last 4 starts, but they were in Hobart and it's been $1.20 and just won in all of them. Not with any authority, but that's all you have to do. But
I feel like if it hadn't have gone to Hobart and you were just looking at its last race in Flemington, this would be easily favourite. Dunkel. I'm not saying I'm tipping. I'm just saying I feel like it's actually people looking as a detriment for going to Hobart.
Yeah,
one.
Yes, yeah. I see what you're saying, but it was pretty. They were pretty average fields. It just plugged home, and in a couple of those, it looked like it wasn't going to actually win, and only just got there. So I'm willing, and it's been up for a bit. I'm willing to take it on. Drawn 12. I think number 5, Japanese Emperor.
I agree. I've gone with that as the main form, as the best form coming here, and have it on top as well. Wish I'd got some of it last time. And Amenable was doing nice work just creeping along the inside there. Ollie hopefully goes forward. I don't think it wants to be any further back than leaders back here and be able to play, but Damien Oliver tended to get that right a lot. I think they're the main 2 chances. I was a bit sick watching CS7 again. I watched the replay after we tipped it at a good price at Sandown. Might have plenty of upside, but going with the former out of the Australian Guineas. The 10th and last is this Country Mile, which we're going to finish the card on. Is there anything you want to finish the card on? What about this for a race to get enthused about?
Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it?
You got anything? No?
Yeah. I'm going for the top weight.
Okay.
Koei.
Okay.
Can you say it?
Yeah, Kui.
Kui.
Trent's horse. Loves his horse.
Yes, he does. Kui. Yeah. I thought good win last start.
I thought there was some terrible rides behind it last start. But
beat the favourite by 3.5.
Yeah.
Fairly comfortably. Gets the inside gate here, so it can push forward and take up the right run wherever it wants to see it in the lead or just behind it. That's going to make it super hard to beat. So I had it on top, and then I was looking sort of more down in the market for some other chances, and I came up with Super Razi at double figure odds. I think it can run a really nice race as well. It's been consistent and was a good win last start.
Super Razi, he's got the best turn of foot. If it had drawn any wider, I would. Well, it's on top for me anyway, but I suppose it's why you're getting $11. I'd love it drawn gate 13 here because it could probably wrap these up. Still, we'll find out. It's on top for me. I think it runs well. I just went against that lead up because, like I said, there were some average rides. Maybe some more pace suits a horse like Heavenly Emperor if we're swooping through the afternoon. But not a race I'm that keen to finish a day on. But you have to put it into your Melbourne quaddie. So tell us who out of this race and also the previous 3 is going into the quaddie.
Yes, so quaddie starting in race 7 in the All-Star. I'm going number 2, Alligator Blood. Number 3, Cascadian.
Taking on Thunderstruck, I like it.
Yep. Number 4, Mr. Brightside. And number 15, She's a Belter.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the second leg, I'm going number 1, Paris Dior. Number 6, Auger. Number 8, She Dances. Number 12, Parasol, and I will also throw in number 4, Waltz on By.
Yes, good.
Going into the third leg, little bit trickier here as we keep going. Going to skinny it up a little bit here to keep something for the last. Going number 2, Bank Mer, number 3, Amenable, and number 5, Japanese Emperor. And then to finish the day, I'm going number 1, Kui. Number 2, Super Razi. Number 12, Frost Yourself. Number 8, Daily Bugle. and number 11, 3 and 4 pence.
Beautiful. What's your best in value?
My best is, what is my best? Bloody good question.
My best is race 3, number 5, Somerville. And my value, race 7, number 3, Cascadian.
Yep. My best is race 5, number 5, Munamek.
I could have tipped that for you.
And race 6, number 11, Duel is my value.
Beautiful. You got $100 to spend. So we got something out of Right You Are last week.
Yes, we did.
Can you make us some money this week?
I'll make us some money,
Thank you.
folks. I'm going to have race 6, number 1, Gold Trip, $30.
Yep.
I'm going to go race 9, number 2, Uncommon James, $30.
Yep.
In the slipper, I'm going to take a trifecta, box
Okay.
trifecta for $10.
Yep.
Number 5, Cylinder. Number 10, Learning to Fly. Number 7, Shinzo. Number 2, Barber. And number 12, Blanc de Blanc.
Lovely. I like Barber going in there. We didn't really talk about it, but agree.
So there's that. And then when we go over to Moonee Valley, I'm going to go a $30 multi, race 1, number 1, Midwest, race 3, number 5, Somerville, onto race 5, number 5, Munamek.
Lovely. We've got, you got anything up in Queensland?
I do. I had a 3 or 4 up in Queensland.
Beautiful.
Just let me flip over to my
right.
race 2, number 7, Navajo Peak. Sets up nicely there and is ready to win. Bit of value, race 4, number 19, Nipotino. If it gets a start, because number 19, about the $5 mark, I think it can run really, really well. Then moving on to later in the day, I've got race 7, number 7, Shot of Whiskey, is also $6. And then I missed one earlier. Race 5, number 9, Berry Cart, around the $3.30 mark.
Love your work. More of your race 2, number 2, Sorel Rising, heading over there. And race 8, number 3, Chicago Storm. Hopefully can atone for last week. That's it. Enjoy Slipper Day, guys. Good job, Eva.
Thanks,
Well
mate.
done. Good chat. Good punting tomorrow. Check out progretracing.com.au. Plenty going on there. We've got some tips up for this afternoon up there already. Until then, we will talk on Wednesday for our midweek preview. Take care.